snapped at my entitled BIL and his lazy wife after they invaded our home uninvited, destroyed the place, disrespected my rules, and tried to turn my wife against me. So, my name's Bill, and I've got this brother-in-law, David, who's married to Erica. They showed up at my house out of nowhere a couple weeks back, didn't even ask if it was okay, and let me tell you, they turned the place upside down. Didn't care what I thought, left a mess everywhere, and even started messing with my wife, Rita, trying to get her on their side against me. Now, me and Rita, we've been hitched for about a year, and things have been pretty solid most of the time. I'm 31, she's 30, and we'd been a couple for 3 years before I put a ring on it. How we met. Some buddies of ours thought it'd be hilarious to set us up on a blind date, figuring we'd never click since we're so different. Turns out, they were wrong, worked out great, seeing as we ended up married. Rita's got this older brother, David, he's 35, and Erica's about the same age. Those two, Rita and David, they're tight, real tight. Growing up, it was just them against the world. Their mom passed away in a car wreck right after Rita came along. Rita was only 7 months old. Nobody saw it coming. Their mom had been out grabbing groceries while their dad was at his job, leaving the kids with a babysitter. When she didn't come back, their dad just broke. He locked himself in his room all the time after that, either working or sleeping, never really there for them. Started doing his job from home, made sure they had food and a roof, but that was it, no hugs, no love, nothing. Rita was too little to know any different, but David, he remembers how their old man shut down after their mom was gone. Guy was alive but might as well not have been. So, David and Rita figured out quick they only had each other to lean on. Their mom was dead, their dad was a ghost, meant they had to stick together, watch each other's backs. I gotta say, it's pretty cool how close they are because of that, how strong they got. Me, though? I'm not from that kind of family. I'm an only kid, and my folks split up when I was 12. Didn't really faze me, meant I got 2 bedrooms out of it, and that was that. My parents splitting wasn't some big shock. They'd been at each other's throats forever, barely talking unless it was to yell. How they lasted 12 years, I've got no clue. After the divorce, they were actually nicer to be around, easier to deal with, so I liked it better that way. They still teamed up to raise me, kept in touch, but we're not the type to call every day or visit every weekend. I've got my job, my life, I'm lucky if I talk to them a couple days a month. They're fine with it too, they've got their own stuff going on. We catch up when we catch up, no big deal. Rita's different, though. Her childhood was a whole other thing, and I tried to get that early on. Her and David, they're bonded for life, and I respected it at first. When we were just dating, she'd chat with him on the phone every night, hour-long talks. I thought it was sweet. Didn't bother me none, 'cause I'm not close to my folks, but she is, and that's her call. Long as it didn't mess with me, I was good. I'd just steer clear of calling her when she was on with him. Then we moved in together, and those talks stretched to 3 hours a day. Plus, every weekend, David would roll up to our place. Started getting under my skin a bit. See, Rita and me, we both work full-time jobs, busting our butts all day. I'd come home wanting to hang out with my girl, but I'd have to wait till she was done yakking with her brother. By then, I'd be wiped out, crashing as soon as I hit the bed. Weekends? Thought maybe we'd get some time then, but nope, David's at the door, and we're stuck with him the whole time. Felt like me and her never got a minute alone, and it was eating at me. I didn't know how to bring it up without sounding like a whiny jerk, so I kept my mouth shut for a few months. Then we had this blowout fight, can't even recall what started it, and I finally laid it out. We hashed it out, thank God, and I told her how I felt about all the time she was giving David. She said she'd cut back, focus more on us, 'cause it was bugging me and she didn't want it hurting what we had. Turns out, David lived a couple hours away, alone since their dad passed a few years back. His girlfriend was working out of state, only home for holidays, so he was lonely. That's why they were glued to each other, she didn't want him feeling by himself. She hadn't told me 'cause he didn't like airing it out, but once she explained, I got it. She saw my side too, promised to dial it down. So, David stopped showing up as much, and their calls got shorter. This was about a year into us being together. After that talk, things smoothed out, and a year later, I popped the question. But then stuff got weird with me and David. Once Rita pulled back, his visits got tense. I don't hold it against him, I'm the guy who asked his sister to ease off, and he wasn't thrilled about being alone more. When he'd come by, he'd toss these little jabs my way, saying I was too jealous to let Rita stay close to her family. He'd play it off as kidding, but I knew he was ticked. Thing is, it wasn't about him. If Rita was spending that kind of time with anybody, I'd have felt pushed out same way. Wanting time with my girl ain't wrong, and it's not my fault his girlfriend's out of state. Rita's not his stand-in, you know? Felt like he started seeing me as some rival after that, acting all competitive. A month before I proposed, he threw this party, turned out to be his wedding. Erica quit her job, came home, and they tied the knot, no engagement, just bam, married. They'd been together forever, so it tracked. I was glad for them, but we barely talked at the wedding. It was small, just close friends and family, but he didn't bother with me. Didn't care, it was his day, and we weren't buddies anyway. Then I got engaged to Rita, threw a party a few days later, and David spent the whole night cracking jokes saying I got engaged just cause he got married, like I couldn't stand being outdone. Real tasteless stuff. It was supposed to be me and Rita's moment, and he made it about him. Nobody thought it was funny, people laughed just to shut him up. Rita hated it too. We talked about it after but let it slide, figured it wasn't worth the hassle. Focused on our wedding instead. We got married 7 months later, and a week after, David announces him and Erica are having a kid. Rita was over the moon, but me? I was just bracing myself. Knew he'd start poking at me again, and sure enough, he did. Once they were expecting, he'd joke I'd knock Rita up next just to keep up with him, like it's some race I started. Said it all with a grin, so I'd laugh along when he came by, but inside, I was steaming. After their twins were born, they got busy with the kids, didn't visit much. Fine by me, Rita got it, and I didn't want David around anyway. Things were calm till 2 weeks ago. I walk in from work, and boom, David and Erica have taken over. Kids are in the living room, bags everywhere, Rita's in the kitchen with Erica cooking. I'm thrown off, nobody told me nothing. Pulled Rita aside to our room, asked what's up. She says she invited them to stay a month. Turns out, Erica quit her job when she got pregnant, not on leave like she said. New job, only there a few months, no paid maternity leave. Quit cause it was too much, and David made enough to cover them. But she's used to working since she was 18, and staying home with the twins was getting to her. David thought it might be postpartum depression or something, talked to her doc, figured she needed company, not just the kids all day. So, they decided to crash with us till she's better or ready to work again. Rita greenlit it without asking me. That's done, we both live here, and she knew me and David don't get along. Should have been a talk, not her call alone. So, that day, me and Rita got into it pretty good. I told her straight up I wasn't okay with David and Erica crashing at our place for a whole month, maybe a week, sure, but a month? No way. She'd already said yes without even looping me in, and I couldn't figure out why she thought I'd be fine with it, especially with how things are between me and David. I was dead set against it, but she hit back, saying I was selfish, that I ought to care more about her family's needs than my own gripes. Things got heated, and she started laying on this guilt trip, said she'd feel awful if Erica's postpartum depression got so bad she died, and she wasn't about to let that happen. Kept saying it's just a month, it'll fly by. I was too worn out to keep arguing, so I caved. Deep down, I knew family means everything to her, and even if I can't stand her brother, I had to deal with it. Living with them was a nightmare, though. They're loud, messy, David especially, always throwing little digs my way. And those twins? One of them would start wailing in the dead of night, and I'd be wide awake. I'm a light sleeper, unlike Rita or anybody else in the house, so it was just me suffering. Felt unfair, making all these sacrifices for kids that ain't mine. I got no beef with the little ones, but the grown-ups? David and Erica acted like nobody else mattered. Worst part? They're total slobs. I'm a guy who likes things tidy, call me a neat freak if you want, but they'd leave dirty plates all over, never pick up after themselves, wouldn't lift a finger for chores. House turned into a pigsty, and I couldn't stand it. Tried asking them nicely to clean up, but they just laughed, told me to chill out. Made me feel like a fool, which only ticked me off more. Couple days ago, I hit my limit. Came home from work 3 days back, and the place was trashed, toys and clothes strewn everywhere, food smeared on the walls and couch, some funky smell hanging in the air. Erica was snoozing on the sofa with the kids, even though they've got a whole guest room. David? Plopped on the couch, sipping wine, watching football like nothing's wrong. He gets home early these days since he cut his hours after the twins came, but that day, I don't know, I just lost it. Started hollering at M, woke Erica up, told M both I'd watch the kids, but they needed to clean this mess now. This is my house, my name's on it, and they can live how they want when they're under their own roof, but here? They're guests, and they gotta respect that. I'd asked M to keep it clean a bunch of times before, all polite like, but that didn't work, so now I was laying down the law. They didn't even push back, I was that mad, shouting so loud the twins started crying. Took the kids to the guest room, told M to get moving, and stayed there till they were done. Took 2 hours, but when I came out, the place was spotless. Didn't thank M, felt like I shouldn't have to, since I'd been begging for this forever, and they only did it 'cause I flipped out. Went to my room after, stayed there till Rita got home. She'd been pulling overtime, got back late, around 10 at night. Soon as she walked in, she stormed into our room and lit into me. Said how I acted with David and Erica was out of line, that I owed M an apology for being rude. Thought I was picking on M 'cause I've never liked David, trying to make him feel small. That's nonsense, I just wanted a clean house, nothing more. Tried explaining, but she wouldn't hear it. Kept saying my behavior wasn't right, that she didn't like me talking to her family like that. Even threw in how I'd hate it if she treated my folks that way. But that's a different deal, I'd never invite my parents to stay without asking her first, and even if they did, they wouldn't trash the place like her brother's crew. If me getting loud was disrespectful to them ignoring my rules in my own home was disrespectful to me. Now it's been days, Rita won't talk to me, everyone's giving me the cold shoulder. We sleep in the same bed, backs turned. Feels like they're ganging up on me, making me the bad guy for wanting something basic like a clean house. Only ones treating me normal are the twins, which is just pitiful. I want to fix this with Rita, but I ain't apologizing, I don't think I'm wrong. Update 1, read what you folks said on my first post, most of you reckon I don't need to say sorry, and I'm with you on that. It's been a week since our fight, and Rita still ain't speaking to me. Longest we've ever gone like this. If it keeps up, I'm thinking I might pack up, move out, maybe even file for divorce. Can't see another way out. She won't admit she screwed up, and I ain't wrong here, so we're stuck. Breaks my heart 'cause I love her, wanna make it work, but not if it means swallowing my pride. Either we talk it out, or I'm gone, and this marriage is toast. Hate to think it'd come to that, but I'm out of ideas. Update 2, yesterday I was talking divorce, but today, looks like that's off the table, thank the Lord. Got home from work, house was empty. Rita finally opened up. She'd beaten me home and said she was sorry for how she'd been acting. Got so wrapped up protecting her family, she forgot I'm her family too. Felt dumb for it, she said. Next day after our fight, she'd started pulling back from David to see my side, realized she'd messed up. Tried getting David and Erica to say sorry to me, but they turned it around, bad-mouthing me, trying to flip her against me. Last straw was David telling her to ditch me. She'd been pushing M to apologize for days, and this morning, she tried again. David shot back that I'd been ignoring her since our fight, said I disrespect her and her family, and she should leave. She told him they'd been disrespecting me too, not listening when I asked for a clean house. He threw a tantrum, said she was unfair, they're new parents, too busy to clean. She pointed out she's doing most of the work anyway, and with David home early, they could at least help. They argued, and she saw how selfish they were. Told M to get out, they left, griping she'd turned into me. She knew then they didn't want what's best for her, or they'd see she's happy with me. I was thrilled they were gone, and me and Rita were good again. Still got stuff to fix, though, so we're hitting up a marriage counselor this weekend to get back on track. I love her, couldn't stand losing her, this feels right. She messed up, saw it, said sorry, so now we can rebuild. Update 3, just got back from our first counseling session, went solid. We've got issues, no surprise there, but we're set on talking stuff out from now on, nipping it in the bud instead of letting it fester. Was weird opening up to a stranger, but once we got rolling, it felt good, like a weight lifted. I can tell Rita feels it too. We've had rough patches before, but I'm pumped to sort them out. She's thinking solo therapy too. David's crap really shook her. They don't talk now, he ghosted her after their fight. Can't believe he's that ungrateful, but that's David. Never liked him, like him less now, but whatever. Long as me and Rita stick together, we'll get through it. I'll make sure she does.